right, everybody. Welcome to NorCal Sports Network. Little Giants baseball edition today. Lots of noise coming out of all kinds of camps. Comes to Shohei Ohtani and all the different things that are out there, different possibilities. So we thought we'd come to you and give you our take on what we think the Giants should do. Not what they will do, but what they should do to make this a competitive team and a World Series contender. And hey, you hear that name, that phrase, World Series contender. In baseball, it can be done. It's you just need a few good moves. You got a manager now that is a respected manager, and so you just kind of hope that this team can get some guys. So we're going to get into that. Welcome, Eric. How you doing?
Not too bad. Battling the cold, but you know what? Hey, show must go on, right? So
there we go. Show must go on.
If you see me mute or turn the camera off for a minute, it's just because I'm having a coughing fit, but I'll be right
back. In fact, I'm going to step away just for a sec because I was feeding the dogs and they have to eat separately and have to close the door with one, and she's whining to get out, and I don't want to leave her in here for the next hour. So hold on.
All right, no problem. But like Dan was saying, we're going to get into something where what the Giants should do, and they honestly. Some of these things we said, they can actually get it done. They can actually do this. They have the financial flexibility to do this. Whether or not they do it or not, that's going to be a whole different situation. And as Dan was alluding to, we got a lot of young guys that came up last year. You got Luciano, Schmidt, Bailey, Matos, Ramos. I don't know what you want to do with Ramos. Gosh, who else am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anyone else. But this is how the Giants kind of did it. This is kind of the blueprint. They had good pitching, but they also supplemented the young guys with some veterans. And I think they should be able to get this done. If you looked at the thumbnail that I put out there, the four guys, look, let's not do what we did last year as far as the Giants are concerned. Let's not put all your eggs in one basket as far as just trying to get Judge and nobody else. If you're going to go for broke, go for all four of those guys. And because then if you miss out on Ohtani, maybe you get at least two of them, maybe three, hopefully. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
It's going to be rough because there's so many teams vying for these guys' services, and a lot of these teams got more aggressive general managers that are more
and maybe ownership group too.
And the Giants, to get Ohtani, it's a long shot, but to get Ohtani, they're going to have to pay the most, and I think they're going to have something in place. Not just a promise, but an actual someone else in place, whether that be a Cody Bellinger. He's probably going to have to be the key to maybe, I think, if you're going to try and get Ohtani, because Yamamoto, unless you can get them to agree, the two agents, Yamamoto and Ohtani's, simultaneously, it sounds like Yamamoto's not going to be visiting teams until after the winter meetings, which is a week, say next weekend.
Yeah.
Winter meetings start technically Sunday and end on Wednesday. You also have the Rule 5 draft on Wednesday, which is, wouldn't surprise me if a team picks up RJ Dabovich off the Giants. They did not
they didn't protect him
because he had some hip surgery or whatever. But, a team like the Las Vegas A's, that sounds horrible, doesn't it?
That sounds bad.
Whatever you want to call them, the Oakland A's. I mean, somebody like that's not a contender that can afford to keep a project up for the full year. That's a reliever. It's a little different. They left unprotected as well a couple of position players.
McCary, I think, is available too, right?
Who?
I don't think they protected him.
Who's
McCary,
that?
Right?
McCray?
Yeah, McCray.
McCray, yeah. Yeah, Grant McCray. I think
they protected all pitchers. They didn't protect no position players.
And they didn't protect Dabovich, but McCray and then one other guy, trying to remember who that was, didn't play above single A. So pretty tough for a position player that hasn't gone that high to stick with a roster that long, But because that means they're playing the whole year up with the big leagues, and if we'll see. I mean, I think Dabovich might have possibility of being picked up by a team that's not in contention. At least that's what I would do if I was if I like Dabovich's upside for the future, and I'm a young team that's not going anywhere. That's what I'm doing. Is I'm getting guys that have high potential, because once he's healthy, he's already reached AAA. So,
yep.
Hey,
that's real quick. I like what Eric L is saying here. He says we haven't heard anything from the Giants, which is different from the Giants.
Yes, that's one of the things I think I sent out to you in an Athletic article.
Yep.
That the Giants are keeping very low right now, which is encouraging to me because we're not hearing anything from their camp.
Correct.
Farhan,
we're hearing stuff from the beat writers, but not coming from Farhan or any.
We're hearing some from the media outward, whether it's Morosi or Passon or John Heyman or some of the local beat writers. Everybody's guessing, but the Giants are keeping quiet, which is actually really good to do, because by keeping quiet, you're not throwing out these signals that you're going to be super aggressive, and then you go out and get nothing and you come back with egg on your face again. Right. So let's break this down, Eric. I've got some ideas, and, there's a couple ways to go about this. But if Ohtani is your big fish that you want to get, speaking of big fish, Gabe Kapler went to the Marlins as the assistant GM. He's Pete Petulia in Miami. Huh. Gabe Kapler. All right. Going to do food reviews going to be deep seafood fishing out in Marlin country. Anyway, if Ohtani's the big guy you want to get, you're going to have to get more than just go out and get Ohtani, because he's not going to come if he doesn't have a commitment that there's players around him. So, and if Ohtani is really, a lot of people say they don't want Ohtani, and I get that. I'm fine not getting Ohtani if you get me 3 or 4 other guys.
Correct, right.
But Ohtani's going to be one of the earlier guys to go. So I think
usually the big guy sets the market, and then everyone else falls.
Yeah. Right. And the Giants better be ready to pounce if Ohtani chooses somebody other than the Giants.
Right.
They better be ready to pounce like the moment that decision is made. They better have, offers ready to, to go sign. So here's what I would, if in an ideal world, this is what I would do. And this is strictly my opinion. I would sign guys. Pitching's important, and I would go after whether it be Rodriguez from Detroit, a lefty, a ground ball pitcher in a ground ball park, and I would get. I'm not going to go after Snell. Yamamoto? Probably. I would definitely go after Yamamoto. Definitely.
God, he's going to be really expensive for a pitcher.
Yeah, I mean,
they're saying he's beginning.
He's going to be 250. I bet he's going to be close to 250. He's going to be between 2.25 and 250 is my guess. But I'm going after right now. I'm the guys that I would get is Rodriguez, maybe Stroman, but get me at least one, ideally 2 starting pitchers. And then give me Cody Bellinger to play center field. Get me Rhys Hoskins. I know his defense is not the greatest, but put him at first base. I can live with the defense because I got some pop there, and I got Bellinger with pop. And then I'm going to go use that to springboard, and I'm going to get me Ohtani, and I'm going to pay whatever it takes to get Ohtani. But I got to have Bellinger, and I got to have, and I'm not really going after Matt Chapman at this point if I got these other 2 guys, because I like Casey Schmidt at third base. I think he is going to be a solid everyday major league player. They just got to give him time. and let him develop. He's unbelievable defender. I see the athleticism in him. I watched him in spring training every day last year. I see ball player written all over him. Okay. A gamer. He's a guy that is going to be an effective, productive player. Give him the job. I don't want to burden me with a 31-year-old with 5-year contract paying, $20+ million a year for Matt Chapman. I just think that's a better way for the Giants to go, is infuse some of their youth and let them come up with some veterans.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do. The next thing I would do, well, to get Ohtani and Bellinger, here's where I'm going with this. To get Ohtani and Bellinger, you got to have them be able to like the ballpark. So what we have proposed here is, we're going to pull this up, is we've got Oracle Park through Google Earth.
Woo.
Look at that. See how that line is, a right field line? It's 309. And then it jets out
right here.
All the way over to this corner. This first corner is 365 right there where you're looking. Okay, that's where I'm changing the ballpark. Okay, can you draw a line?
Yep.
All right.
It's going to be a measure. Well, let's see. Do I want to do a line, or here? Hold on. Let's do right here. And you want to draw it straight across?
Make a loop so it's like 395, 385, 390, 395 through the rest of the. It just kind of. Let me see if I can do well
like that.
You can't really see where my finger is. I'm trying to.
No, I can't see.
So I'm taking a little loop, right there, and I'm just going to loop out a little bit, not in.
Bring it out like this.
No, toward the water. Just kind of make a loop, a circle.
Oh, see, I can't do a circle with this.
Oh, you can't. It's only a straight line. All right. Just make it a straight line, but just kind of go straight over to the center field to about the 390.
So you want it to kind of.
No, I want to start it from not there, not the 309. I want to start it from the 365, where you got from there. Yeah,
right here.
Yeah, that corner.
Then jet it out.
Yeah, and then just jet it out.
It's not going to be a loop. It's not going to be a loop. It's going to be like straight lines.
Ideally, we want it to be a loop, but we can't.
Something like that.
What do we got there?
You see the yellow lines I got there?
Yeah. But I want to go towards center field with it. Is that what you're doing?
Oh.
Yeah. No, I leave that alone. Yeah. Leave right field alone. That's only 309 down the line, and then it's 365.
Oh, you want to go out this way?
Yeah. I want to go over. I want to cut off Triple's alley. I want to go, take off Triple's alley and go over to about the 390 to center field.
You want to go more like that, further out? Or further back in?
Yeah, about right there. Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah. Ideally, it would be a loop going the other way.
Yeah, it's going to be a loop, right. Hold on.
But see how much I want to cut all that out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then I'm building some go straight over to center field, maybe. Go.
I'm trying to get it as good as I can here. How about that?
There we go. Yeah, kind of wanted to loop it the other way, though. Are you able to make the loop on the other side so it's kind of more of a rounded fence? You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about?
Like,
here, let me bring it up. Okay.
Like, yeah, it's kind of
hard to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just take it over there. Maybe just make it it's hard to loop, huh?
Yeah, that's why I got to do all those lines.
All right, just take it and we'll get an idea. Just cut all that deep part out of the park. And you
just want to get rid of all this.
Yeah, I want to get rid of all that and go closer to center field, though.
Go closer to center field.
Yeah, right about to the.
How does that look? Is that looking better?
A little better, yeah. I mean, it's
Is that much of a loop or more?
Well, the loop is more of a circular on the other side, but that's okay. The loop should be.
Oh, you want it to loop it this way?
Yeah, there you go, like a rounded field. But there we go.
I got to
All right,
come up here.
We're redesigning Oracle Park, everybody. Yeah, Bub Rod said you're looping the wrong way, Eric. Yeah, there you go.
It's all good. I had it because I was trying to get in the corner there. Okay, there we go. More like that.
Yeah, more like that, but a little bit more.
Well, a little bit more exaggerated.
Yeah, a little bit more in toward the grass more. In toward the grass. Yeah, you can't see what. Here, let me see if I can show you on.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah, this is more of a straight. This is more of a straight line than a loop, but
yeah, go further over toward center, but yeah. So I think people know what I'm trying to say. Is I'm looking at
real quick. Do you want this
like the shape of the diamond, like the infield, like how the infield loops?
Yeah.
Is this where you want to? Do you want to bring this part?
No, I want to leave all that alone. That's
so you the starting point's right here.
That's the archways, and that's you're not gonna. And it's only 309 down the line, and it's 365 right there in that corner.
So do you want to keep this all right here, or just this part right here?
Yeah, leave all that there. Yeah, just take it from right there, and then go diagonal, kind of just diagonal straight towards center.
Right. Oh, you want to
go into the grass. Go in right into the grass.
That direction?
Which way?
Is that too steep? Maybe here?
Yeah, that's right there. Just where you got it. You just go straight into the grass, though. Cut more of the grass off, and keep going. There you go. It would be a little bit more of a loop, but that's okay. It's getting the idea.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I understand. Just keep
but
going.
You want it to kind of. Here, I'm going to try to get this. Just so we got to.
So what we're doing here, the can't thaw kids is Dan stick to financial stuff, shaking my head, laughing out loud. We're doing this live. Maybe we should have practiced. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Keep going over, looping towards set. Yeah, come back towards second base. There you go.
There we go. And just keep going.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
All right. So something like that, a little bit more exaggerated, probably in toward the infield, but that's what the Giants need to do. If you come in a little bit, if you came in 10 more feet on the grass, you would cut that, and then you'd have room for some great stands right there below. Because remember, and this fence would be like an 8-foot max high fence. It would be a permanent, fence. But behind that, I would now bring in more stands that would be below, because that there in right field is really high, right?
Yeah,
it's like 20 something.
Yeah, right here, 24 high or 24 feet. Yeah,
24. So if you start putting stands at about 18, 20 feet below, and start and slope it down to the 8-foot fence and have it right over the fence, man, you'd have a bunch of fans right there looking to, they wouldn't be blocking the view of people behind you because it'd be lower. And now you've got a competitive ballpark for making this stadium more of a hitters friendly park for power hitting lefties. I mean, I don't think you're going to get Ohtani to want to sign here just because of the ballpark. Let's say the ball club was even competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, this is people say, well, it shouldn't matter, but it does matter. It does matter to these people because that's how they make their money. They make their legacies, they break records. But that's what the Giants should be doing. And it doesn't have to change the image of the ballpark. You're still you are taking away a little bit of the archway right where you started. There's a little bit of archway in there, and they've got some scoreboard in there
down here.
But you know what? You got some more scoreboard right there. You lose a little bit of the scoreboard effect, but who cares? You know what? You can put scoreboard somewhere else. Make that park more symmetrical. It's so asymmetrical the way it's set up right now. It's like
Yeah.
it jets out. I mean, they only moved it in 6 feet from 421 to 415.
Right. Just this part right here. It was only this part right here.
Yeah, for the bullpens.
Yeah.
But imagine if you made that fence and put a nice 7.5, 8-foot fence for some leaping catches, and just like I say, it's going to make it a more hitter-friendly park. You don't have to mess with left field. Balls go to left field. I've seen this. I was at a game when Estrada hit 2 home runs to left field. Balls will go out to left field. You got to fix this right center and make that. And what you would have here, Eric, is instead of like right where you started was at 365. It would angle out, and I'm saying somewhere in the power alleys, 385. Pull up, do me a favor, pull up the dimensions of what's Philly's, it's not Veterans Stadium. What do they call that now?
Oh, Citizens Bank.
Yeah, pull that up. I'll bet you the power alleys are no more than 385. I know there's some parks I've seen 365, 375. That's what Candlestick used to be in the power alleys. I mean, 421's or 415 is a jolt. I mean, you hit a ball anywhere over 405, man, it should be a home run. Come on. So that's what the Giants need to do is if you want to, and I'm talking like if I was running the team, this is what I would do. This is how I would sell Ohtani. I would sell him on the fact that this is the most historic, iconic franchise, most winningest, all-time winningest franchise in regular season wins, even higher than the Yankees. And I don't think he wants to go to New York anyway. So I'm selling him on Willie Mays. I'm selling him on Willie McCovey. I'm selling him on the championships. I'm selling him on the city as a whole. Despite what's happened here recently, it's still one of the greatest cities in America, in the world, for that matter. And it's closer to Japan. Okay, so what do we got? Right field power alley. Oh, I'm losing your voice there.
Right field foul pole is 330.
Okay, 330. What's the power?
The right field power alley is 369.
Look at that.
With a 13-foot high wall.
Yeah.
Center is 401.
Look at that. Yeah.
The left field foul pole is 329. Left field power alley is 374.
Okay. So 374 is the biggest in the power alleys. That's why they're called power alleys. Okay. Giants' power alley is 415. Come on.
Yeah.
Make it at 375, 380. And that would be a fun ballpark to go watch games. I mean,
here's a little news, or kind of what you were talking about being close to being on the West Coast. Sounds like the Blue Jays are making a big push to try to get Ohtani.
Yeah, interesting.
Big push. And supposedly they're really big in on trying to trade for Juan Soto as well. Going to be interesting to see what the Blue Jays do.
Well, there's teams out there that are really aggressive.
They're aggressive. That's the issue right there.
Here's the thing. If you're not going to change your ballpark and you're not going to get Shohei Ohtani, then go pay $300 million for Yamamoto. Go get Marcus Stroman and go get Rodriguez. Go get 3 of the best pitchers. Team them up with Webb and Harrison and Wisenhunt and have a 6-man rotation, and then trade some of your other pitching prospects to bring in hitters and play to your ballpark strengths. Because if you're not going to go out and be able to sign a Bellinger and an Ohtani, you might as well just stop trying, because you're trying and trying and trying. If you're not going to change your ballpark, then go get pitching galore.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's 2 options here, I see.
Yeah.
You either change the ballpark and attract and acquire, top hitting talent, And if you're not going to do that, then play to your ballpark.
Right.
I mean,
That makes sense.
Your 81 games. I mean, you still got 81 games on the road. So, but the fact is most of the ballparks are not as tough to hit in as Oracle Park. Bub Rad makes a good point. Does Webb make Cy Young finalists at another park?
His ground ball rate is like
his ground
way up
ball
there.
rate is
Way up
so
there.
good. I mean, ground
Yeah.
balls play in any park. I think if to me, if you get ground ball pitchers, that's why I don't understand. I mean, Stripling's a fly ball pitcher, and how many home runs? I mean, even I mean, a lot of balls went out at Oracle even when he pitched. So, I mean, I think that's the way to go. Two options. Either change the dimensions of the park and bring in the type of hitters that you're trying to go get that you can't sign, or
just go heavy on pitching.
Very heavy on pitching and use some of your, and you got to develop prospects. You got to develop the Casey Schmidts, the Matoses, the Von Browns, the Lucianos. These guys, some of these guys have to make it and become everyday position players. And if you can do that, then you're okay. I mean, the key to any building of any major league club is always going to be from your farm system. Draft and develop well. If you cannot live off free agencies,
correct?
I mean, you can't.
You sprinkle in the free agencies with what you already have, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the Giants need to, but I think they're still seems like a ways away from bringing in their real class that they, I mean. This is the 2020 class is the one that consisted of Schmidt and Bailey.
And Harrison too, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The 2019 class really had nothing. The Farhan's first class, I mean, Cole Waits made it. No position players. I think Von Brown, I'm not sure what class he came in, but he's a guy that could make it. But, Matos and Luciano are from the days of Bobby Evans.
Right.
And so a lot of these guys, even the kid that pitched last year, Keaton Wynn, I think he was from the Evans class too.
I think so, yes.
And there was another pitcher that came up last year, the reliever, the guy that was the opener a lot. Walker?
Oh,
what was his name? Was his name Walker?
Right? I think it was Walker, right?
I'm forgetting his name.
Duvall, of course.
Duvall, yeah. A lot of these guys that have been producing that we have seen are from not Farhan's draft classes. The only one that was showed any promise was Bailey and Schmidt from his class. Meckler was a guy, but he looks like a year or two away to me. We may see him a little bit next year. Ryan Walker, there it is. Yeah. Grand Admiral Shanahan. Ryan Walker. I was getting my Walker Bueller in my head, and I knew it wasn't. I knew, here on the SoCal Sports Network.
Right? Yeah. Man.
No, this is the NorCal Sports Network. Eric L. I'm impressed for a Dodgers fan that Dan knows his Giants stuff. There we go. So I think we gotta, see. I mean, I'll tell you what. When it comes to, don't be shocked. And I know this, and I've said this. I don't think the Giants will be able to sign Ohtani, but don't be shocked if they do. Something is
afoot.
Something smells different a little bit with the talk around the Giants, and the Giants cannot afford to go in and just be, the laughing stock 2 years in a row. They can't be the step, child again that gets, comes up short on every position player that they're after. So, yeah.
Hey, Canthal, real quick. I think Dave Family also said that it's a long shot. So you got to be careful in some of the quotes. Right? Didn't Fleming say it was going to be
Yeah,
a
he
long
still,
shot?
he still said it's not a.
Yeah, they said they're all in. It doesn't mean,
Doesn't
that,
mean that. Yeah, they're all in, as is 4 or 5 other teams.
correct.
And the question is, I mean, a lot of people assume it's the Dodgers, and it very well may be.
Could be the Cubs.
But I'll
never
tell you
know.
what, if you really, okay, let's say I'm the owner or I'm in charge of, I've got the final decision on Ohtani, coming or not coming. I can't control what Ohtani chooses, but I can control what I offer. If he's the guy I really, really want, I'm not even going to, whatever I find, and there's ways to figure out, if you're in this, what the market is. I'm not even close to what the market is. I'm going so high over that I'm either pushing up his value to other teams that are going to have to overpay, or they're going to bow out.
Mm.
That's how I'm doing it. If that's my main focus, if I've got to say, okay, let's say I'm thinking like the Giants, what I think the Giants ownership group is thinking like versus what a winning organization would do. A winning organization is going to put their resources, probably they're going to use them wisely. They're going to go out and get, like what I pointed out, they're going to go out and get your Rhys Hoskins and Bellinger and then sign Ohtani.
Right.
But if the Giants are not sharp enough to think that way and are willing to spend the money, if let's say their mindset is, we got to have a gate attraction. We cannot have another year where we don't have anybody showing up because and they're not interested in the Giants. Then if that's your mindset, then you're going to have to go and blow everybody so far away above everybody that he's now like, dang, that's a lot to turn down. But I think Ohtani is not the kind of guy that you can just blow away with. That's the problem. I don't think it's the money that's the biggest issue.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's more about winning, the organization, the location. But I think mainly it's probably about winning. I mean, he's made enough money and he hasn't been into the playoffs yet. If he wants to go to the playoffs, he's going to sign.
He's not going to come. Yeah.
Yeah. If he says the playoffs is like, that's number one, you know how you ever have to do a exercise where you got like 6 things and you got to list them in order of importance.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, sometimes I'll do that with a client. I'll say, what's the most important thing? Is it safety? Is it growth? Is it, strength of company? Is it whatever those strengths? Is it leaving an inheritance? What are your most important things? If the most important thing to Ohtani is winning above, and that money is down like at 4 or 5 on the list of 6, then it's like, okay, you better go out and build a winning team. See, this is the kind of stuff you got to engage Ohtani. What's the most important factor to you?
Right.
And list those things and give them to his agent. What's his most important thing? If it's money, you offer the most money. If it's, winning, you better go build, okay, we got work to do. Find out what he's looking in for around him. What does he need? What does he want? But if the Giants, I'm a little concerned that their mindset is, we just got to get a gate attraction at all costs.
Right.
And they may just, be so focused on Ohtani and trying to get him that they miss out on Bellinger, that they miss out on some other free agents. They miss out on, Reese Hoskins. They miss out on the kid from Korea. They miss out on all the top 4 or 5 position players that are out there. It's not a great year. And then it's like, oh, we got nothing again. See, last year they put all their eggs into and then they let Aaron Judge pull them around.
Correct. Right.
The whole staging of him going to the hotel in San Francisco and him being, that was all a prop to get the Yankees
to pony up.
Exactly. So the Giants got to be in a position. This is why I'm hearing some teams are pulling out. They're smart. They're like, okay, we're not going to be able to get where Ohtani's at. We're going to put our resources elsewhere. And you watch those teams that have supposedly pulled out, which are, was it Texas, the Braves and the Mets?
Texas Mets.
If that's really a true report, watch those guys go and make quick additions.
Quick
additions, because you're dealing with some pretty smart GMs. The Giants have to know going into this, where is Ohtani? How close are they? And what will it take to push him over the top? And if they meet that demand, will he accept it? Because they need to say, we cannot get caught up putting all our resources into Ohtani and watch the market evaporate as it did last year. Trey Turner went like that.
Yeah,
as soon as Turner went, then it was,
Bogarts
went, and then, they could have maybe went after Dansby Swanson in the first place, and then they went after Correa, and Swanson was the least expensive, and he was probably the most productive shortstop besides Turner.
Right.
And he didn't even take a long 10, 12-year deal. What did Bogarts, 12 years or something like that?
Yep.
That's ridiculous. I mean, Giants need to really just put they need to be really focusing on building their farm system, because when you build your farm system, you got enough players to grow up into your system, and then they also become tradable assets.
Right. Some of them you keep, some of them you trade. That's what Dodgers do.
Yeah. So
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how this all pans out.
Yeah. I mean, my gut tells me they're gonna come up empty. My gut tells me they're gonna come up with Matt Chapman.
Yeah, if I hear Matt Chapman, then I'm
Jack Flaherty and Kiermaier. That's what I see them doing, something along those lines. They'll get a mid-level pitcher in Flaherty. They'll get a defensive, guy
for defense.
And they'll get Chapman, who's a defensive guy that can drive in some runs, and he can do this and that, and he'll be there every day. Third baseman, and he'll be the guy that they, and then Farhan will say, "Yep, we improved with hitting, we improved with defense, a veteran presence." I mean, I don't think Matt Chapman is going to be a whole lot better than Casey Schmidt when it comes to playing third base. I really don't. I think Casey can, can do the job as well, and he's younger and he's cheaper. I wouldn't spend the money on Chapman.
No.
I mean, to me, that's throwing money. You're looking at 20 plus. I mean, look at all the 20 plus million or close to 20 plus million contracts they have. Conforto, Hoskins is going to be up there in the mid 15, 18 range or wherever he's going to be. And then if you get Chapman, I mean, come on. You're just adding guys that are just beyond their better years, right?
Yep.
I mean, I mean,
it's a more expensive Longoria. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I'm taking my assets. I would play Casey Schmidt, Luciano. I would trade a JD Davis. I would sign me a Reese Hoskins.
They need to get rid of Slater and Yaz.
One of them. One of them, and they need to get rid of either one of Conforto and Haniger. You can't have you got to out of those 4, Haniger, Yastrzemski, Conforto,
And Slater.
2 of those guys got to go.
Yes.
And preferably it's a package of, you put Slater and Yaz in one side and Conforto and Haniger in one side, and
Right.
one from each. Whether it's Yaz and Conforto go or Haniger. Ideally, probably you send a right-handed one in
And
that
a
package
lefty.
and a lefty. You get rid of either Yaz or Conforto, and you get rid of Slater or Haniger. I mean, 2 of those 4 have to go. Have to.
Yes.
You cannot. I mean, you're blocking.
Yep, you are.
You're blocking any potential of what Matos could do, or Ramos, or signing a Bellinger, right? I mean, there's no room for Conforto, Bellinger, Yaz, Slater, and Haniger. There's just not. So they've got decisions to make. Yeah, I agree with Bub Rad there. I don't see the difference of Chapman, that extra $20 million, at all.
No.
That's why I think, Casey Schmidt's making less than $1 million. You save there, and JD Davis is a good player that will bring you some value. So
Adam C is saying, does Bellinger, is he an upgrade over Conforto? I think so.
Oh yes,
Conforto's defense is not that good. His bat's okay, but as long as he could stay on the field, he was battling injuries all year last year.
Yeah, I mean,
they're in a bad spot. That's the problem. Is
they need
they're having to dig themselves out of a hole here.
Yeah, it's a very flawed roster construction right now.
It is.
I mean, you got Wilmer Flores, who really can't play anywhere defensively except probably first base. I mean, you can fit him in at third base for a game or two here or there, or second base for a game or two, but you can't have these guys play every day. And so Flores is he going to be your DH again? I mean, I like having more than less as far as talent. If I've got too many first basemen, okay, that's fine. If I got Flores and Hoskins and this and that, and I've got Ohtani in the mix, and I've got Bellinger, and I've got, I don't know. Well, now I can move pieces, okay? I can move excess, but don't plan a team that is built of mid-level players and then expect your young guy and use that to block your young guys. Get rid of
something I just saw just right now. Nothing big. 16 minutes ago. Logan Webb excited about Giants, ready with Ohtani sales pitch. I have strong feelings. I would love for him to come and play in San Francisco. I've tried to follow him on Instagram, and he didn't follow me back, so I didn't get very far there.
Oh, interesting. He didn't follow him back. Maybe Ohtani doesn't know who he is. I'm sure he does. But
that's interesting. I remember people are clamoring, "Oh my God, everybody's following Ohtani." It's like, come on, really? Is that where you're going to hang your hat on? But one thing right now, the Giants do have, they're flush with money right now.
Yep.
So at this point in time, this particular time where the organization is, spend that money, make your team good, make it competitive, spend that money. If you have to go over the competitive balance tax, whatever it may be, do that for a little while. At the same time, hit on this draft the next 2 or 3 years. And then by the time those contracts start going away, now you got those other guys coming up underneath from behind them. So, I mean, that there's a way forward here. You got to spend some money. You got to be, and we talked about this a bunch of times. There's got to be some risk taking involved in this. Do I have confidence in this front office to be able to do that? No, I don't. They haven't shown me nothing yet. The only difference I see this year, as Eric L. pointed out earlier, they're not coming out with these grandiose statements saying, "Oh, there's no financial hurdle that we cannot climb or anything, something stupid like that, or talking about being more athletic and be better defensively. So we're not hearing that stuff coming out of the camp, but spend the money right now. It's good. When you put out a winning product, the money is going to come. If you build it,
they will come.
They will come. And when they come, they're going to spend money. That's what happens. That's kind of, isn't that simple economics usually? But
yeah, I mean, you just got to put a winning team together, and you got to
exactly.
put it, and it can't be a to win, you got to put guys that are, got some skills, some speed.
Yes.
You need athletes. The Giants have just been full of very slow, older, injury
built
prone
for the old rules before last year.
Yep. And I thought Farhan was brought here because he was on the cutting edge of putting the Giants up in front of everybody else because he was ahead of the curve.
Correct. But
the Giants were behind the curve. Now here we are, 5 years in, and we're going back to, where baseball was played, with
here's a good question.
Bases.
Let me ask the chat this. The state of the Giants right now, so we'll say the way that the roster looked in 2023 and currently right now, is this a better roster than it was in 2018, the year before Farhan came on board?
I'm trying to remember that roster. Didn't that the one with McCutchen, Posey?
I think so. McCutchen,
Belt.
Posey, Belt, Longoria, Crawford. I mean, if you think about it, because everyone talks about, Farhan was going to put this all together because the team was a mess. The team was the last was at 27 from 2017 to 2018, or even 2019. The team was a mess. They needed a change. But look where we're at now. We've had 5 years of Farhan going into year 6. So where is this team as compared to when he took over? There's no. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no improvement. None.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, result-wise, they've done a little better, but as Eddie K says, but not talent-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, they had struggling years in 18. Wasn't Buster out in 18, or what year was he out with?
No, 20.
No, but he also missed quite a bit of time with his
his hip. Yeah, I can't remember what year that was.
I think that was 18, wasn't it?
It might have been
17 or 18.
It was one of those two. It might have been 17. I can't remember. Hey, look, it's Robert Rothberg. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, Robert? Oh, here we go. I just saw his name. I didn't read the comment, but yeah, here we go.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Okay.
Robert, you're gonna make me yell. I'm sick, and you're gonna make me yell. Damn.
There it is. There it is. The 18 outfield. 18 was McCutchen, Gorky, Hernandez, and Hunter Pence. Yeah, I would take that over Haniger, Yaz, and Conforto. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not a vast improvement for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Farhan, everyone got sold a bill of goods saying, "No, Farhan's going to come here and just do his magic." We're going to be the Dodgers of the North, though, as far as talent wise.
Here's the thing. Okay, Buster had 448 plate appearances in 18. Grand Admiral Shanahan says. So it must have been 17 that he was out more. Gosh. Yeah. I will say that Farhan definitely sold Larry Bear, a bill of goods in the sense that he had this how to build an organization, how to find out, and he hasn't really built an organization. He hasn't. I don't see it. I haven't seen a star player come up.
Correct.
I haven't seen a freakish athlete come up. I haven't seen a guy that everybody's excited about. I mean, to me, I love Patrick Bailey behind the plate, but he doesn't like when he comes up to the plate, he's not like, oh my goodness, Patrick Bailey. This
Right.
guy can mash. He can, he's okay,
Yeah.
but there's nobody that's like, oh wow, this guy's going to be a star in this game.
Right.
Like Julio Rodriguez. Let's take a pull. Let me do this real quick.
Yeah, Adam said he's not an Adley Rushman. You got Gunnar, Henderson.
We're gonna
Yeah,
do
you gotta
this.
bring up all these
We're gonna
guys.
do this real quick. All right. So here we go. We going to bring up teams. The only way I know how to do it is the standings. So this is last year's final. All right. So Baltimore, you got Rushman, you got Hunter,
Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson, and then you got more coming along the way. Tampa Bay, they've got how do you say
Rosarena.
Rosarena. That's a good player to watch.
They had Wander, but
Toronto's got Guerrero, and they've got the drawing a blank, but the shortstop. Who's their shortstop? Somebody's kid, right?
Bichette.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yankees got Judge. Red Sox.
Oh, the Japanese guy. He's really good. And then it was the second year last year, I think. The first baseman. He mashes. I can't remember what his name. I can't remember what his name is. The first baseman for Boston.
All right. Twins got Correa, Buxton.
That rookie, the guy who hit like 5 home runs in 5 games or something like that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Detroit, they got the center fielder kid that's coming up, Riley Green. They've got
and then
the first baseman.
Oh my God, Bay Area kid.
Torkelson.
Yeah.
They got some players that to look forward to.
No, Torkelson's from Arizona.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember.
No, he's from the Bay Area though. He went to Arizona State.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Cleveland's got the third baseman Ramirez. The White Sox got Luis Robert. The Royals,
Eloy Jimenez. Whitman. Oh, not Whitman. Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, Witt Jr., the shortstop. Yeah. Houston, it's too many. Texas, obviously too many.
Yep.
Seattle got Rodriguez and
the pitchers, Kirby and God, who was the other? Yeah.
Angels have had Trout and Ohtani. The A's. Let's not even talk about them. The Braves, you got Acuna, you got Riley, you got the pitching, you got just drawing a blank. The kid from the A's. Not Owens. Why am I drawing a blank with his name? Matt Olson.
Matt Olson, yeah.
Harris, the list goes on and on. Acuna, Phillies, Harper, and Schwarber, and Trey Turner, and
Marlins,
Miami.
Alcantara.
Yeah,
Everett Cabrera.
Yeah, and then you got some other. They're so. The Mets. They got rid of
a lot of
most
free
of their
agents.
guys.
Yeah.
Nationals, they've got Lane Thomas, they've got some other young guys coming up.
The young guys coming up.
CJ Abrams, players of interest to watch. You've got the Brewers, not much when it comes to position, but the Cubs, they've had guys. Cincinnati's got David
Justin
Cruz.
Steele. I forgot about Justin Steele.
Yeah.
And then it was that Crow Armstrong. He's going to start this year out there in center field.
Yeah. So, you look at it. You go to the Dodgers, obviously they got the Diamondbacks got Carroll, and the Padres got their stars. Rockies, they don't have much. But, I lump the Giants down there in the bottom 5 when it comes, with the 8. You take a look at these teams. Take one team from each division that doesn't have anything, and you look at the American League East, and they've got teams that pretty much got everybody there. Somebody's got something. The Central, they've got their stars coming. The West, the A's is one team. Okay. Angels are kind of getting there. Trout's hanging on, but not much. The National League East, Braves, Phillies, Marlins, they don't have really anybody that, star that you go out to watch. The Mets, I don't know what they still got. The shortstop. I'm drawing a blank right now. My tired.
Real quick, what team was it? I was just looking at Twitter real quick.
The Mets, their shortstop.
Lindor.
Lindor, yeah, Francisco Lindor. Strong. Okay, the Nationals, they got some up and coming guys. Pirates don't really have a star. Well, they got the shortstop O'Neal Cruz is fun to watch.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's true. Cardinals, they're gonna have their guys. Everybody in the West, but the Giants and the Rockies. So, I mean, Webb's their star.
Yep.
So they've got a long way to go.
Exactly, and then, like I said, we're going into the 6th year.
Yeah, they got a long way to go.
This is Farhan's team that he's built. So that's the issue that I have.
Hey, there we go. The chat was helping me out. I was looking at the standings on a different page, saying Lindor, but Marlins have food reviews now.
Yeah, I saw the news.
I can't wait to watch those when he starts doing that stuff. We'll be on it, man. We will. We will put his food reviews up in Miami.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe. Yeah, he got.
Hey, wait a second. That kind of. Well, no, I'm not going to get into it. I'll talk to you off screen about this.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
So anyway, that was about it as far as coverage. Hey, we're going to come on a little bit more the next week or two. We're going to do some more Giants talk. We're going to try and do a short show, 30 minutes to an hour every day coming forward. Maybe not on Sunday with football and stuff, but we'll have Marty Lurie joining us here. I talked to Marty just a little bit. He almost was going to join us today, but was had another commitment. I got a hold of him late, so we'll get Marty on here in the next week during winter meetings and stuff like that. We're working on a Giants player that we hope to hear from and get that squared away here in the next day or two.
Maybe try to get Ned. This is about, with all the winter meetings stuff going on.
Yeah, maybe we'll try and get Ned Coletti on. And it should be a very interesting week coming up. I think you're going to hear some signings in the next, maybe even over the weekend. Usually there's one or two that comes down. I mean, we've already had a few deals. This isn't a great year for free agency. In fact, let's close it out with that list up here. Are these 2023 free agents?
Yeah, 2023 free agents. Real quick, it sounds like the procedure for potential teams to sign Ohtani is going to be similar to 2017. Because I heard earlier that teams that are interested have to go to LA and they're going to meet Ohtani. And I think that's what happened in 2017, where his agent, was he was a stickler for the rules and what exactly, how everything was going to pan out as far as all right, every team gets to come in. You got 2 hours to make your pitch and then push you out the door. And then the next team comes in. And so it sounds like it's going to be the same type of,
it was all format. Secretive. Everybody, nobody had, trying to keep everybody from knowing who was doing what. And so
there's definitely meetings happening this weekend. So it may be like the first day of the winter meetings when we find out where Ohtani's going to go.
All right, so let's take a look here at MLB, and we'll take a look at they list the top 25. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. All right. We'll share this screen right here. Can you guys see that now? Yeah, there we go. All right. So obviously we've talked about Shohei, age 29. And as we go down this list, we're going to see this list, kind of taper off pretty quickly as far as quality. Potential fits, they're saying Angels, Dodgers, Giants, Mets. Yamamoto. Okay. Blake Snell. Okay. Most of this is a good pitching crop, but not a good position crop this year.
Right.
Bellinger, probably the top after Ohtani as the and they're saying Cubs, Giants, Yankees. Aaron Nola's already re-signed with the Phillies. He was one guy that checked off with the Giants. Josh Hader, another pitcher. Sonny Gray's already signed. Jordan Montgomery, there's another guy probably going to go back to the Rangers, maybe the Cardinals. JD Martinez. I mean, that's a guy that, Matt Chapman. So we're looking at position players. We've got Ohtani and Bellinger and Chapman.
Yep.
JD Martinez is strictly a DH.
Yeah, it's a good piece if you already have an established team.
Yeah. Jorge Soler.
Eduardo.
Oh, there's Rodriguez.
Yep.
Okay. Giants probably aren't even in him. Here's another position player.
No.
Wouldn't surprise me if the Giants ended up with him. Lourdes Gurriel. That's, you've already. Are you really improving your team with that? I mean, take a look. Teoscar Hernandez, Reese Hoskins. There you go. That's a guy that could fit with the power and being a local guy who grew up a Giants fan.
Yep. That is a good point there, Shanahan. He says every hitter on this list is better than Slater.
Yep. Whit Merrifield, that's a guy that would have been good for this team a few years back, but
he's a little bit long in the tooth.
Candelario, Stroman, but I mean, looking at the position players, there are not many. This is
all pitching pretty much.
This is pitching. I mean, Bader's another guy. In fact, there he is. Potential fits Giants. Bader or I see them ending up with Bader or Kiermaier. I really do. The fact that I'm wondering how the Giants felt about the opting in. I know that the public voice or face they put on it, they were excited that Conforto opted back in. But that tied your hands a little, I think.
It did. Yep.
And Farhan has no one to blame but himself. He's the one that put him in with the opt-out. So, when you sign guys with an opt-out and they opt back, or they opt back in like Stripling and Conforto.
Yep.
You better hope they have a good year this year.
Exactly.
So we'll see. And hey, we could come on at any time if news does
exactly break. Yep.
We're ready to go.
Yep.
And if news breaks, we'll be on within the half hour. Okay.
Exactly. We're going to go on with Larry when it happens too, right?
We're going to try. Yeah, we're going to try.
And it all depends, if it's
the last time there was something big that happened.
That worked out well, Kapler.
I was doing something. Oh, it was when Kapler got let go. I was in an appointment. I actually do work besides just doing podcast. So So we'll see, guys. Again, stay with us. We're going to have some guests coming. We're hoping to have a current San Francisco Giants player on here within the next week. We are hoping to have Marty Lurie. We may get Ned Coletti on. But we will be doing shows. We'll probably come back sometime tomorrow just to give you a Giants update. Again, these shows are going to be, an hour or less, most likely. Everybody, have a great night. Go watch some college football if you're into that. Oregon against Washington, Pac-12 championship tonight. Should be a good one. I'm taking Oregon.
Nice.
All right, everybody. For Eric, I'm Dan. Join NorCal Sports Network. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. And turn on your notifications because we may be going live at any moment. Hey, we could close this thing out and be back in 45 minutes if something broke.
It could happen. Yep.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
See ya. Woo!